Snakes just chilling in beds. And what do? You ever got to let them out and let them ride around? Walk them? Come on. So you just like put a little rope on them and like walk around the yard with them or what? How do you walk a snake?
They naturally, the contour of their body, they're kind of fat, and then it gets down their neck, gets skinny, and then their head's big, so you just kind of tie a little rope around, this little string around.
You fucking with me?
No. They got to have exercise, man. They don't have any room to crawl around in there. All right, we're rolling, right? Rock and roll. Yeah, we've been shooting the shit here. All right, to my right, as usual, Bobby Keith Kilgore.
All right, sir.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
To my left, Josh Thompson. Always to my left.
Always
to my left.
Always.
On stage. And good. How are you, buddy?
Doing well.
And right in front of me, sitting next to all of my snakes, because we are on location at my house, our good friend Andrew Cashner. How are you, buddy?
Doing good, man. A little freaked out by the snakes, but I think I'll calm down a little bit.
I got your back, though. I can see if any, but I'm not worried about any of the ones behind you getting out. I'm more worried about this
the one behind you.
The one behind me.
What's that name?
His name is Jet.
Jet.
He's a jungle carpet python. He's very, very quick.
Is that his head coming out right there? Coming out of that little deal?
Oh yeah, that's his head.
If he sees movement, he'll look.
Yeah, he's very curious. He's mean.
I'm still waiting for something to pop out somewhere in here.
No, everything's enclosed. We practice safety around here. Nothing's venomous in here, kind of.
Except the scorpion.
Kind of.
The scorpion, well...
Oh, that's cool.
But you don't know where that one's at, do you?
Left that part out.
But one of the tarantulas is fairly venomous, but...
I don't mind spiders. Spiders don't bother me.
Cool. Got that out of the way.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me out.
Of creepy crawlies. Yeah, thanks for joining us, man.
You forgot the name of the show.
Oh shit, I always do that, don't I? Because we're always usually a couple in. This is a couple in with Cody Jinks. Yeah, very formal. How you like your Michelob
Golden Light? I've never had this.
They only sell it like 5 states?
Mm-hmm. 5 states.
5 states. And we get it in Minnesota. We just did a run up there, and we have some friends up there, and they get us a couple cases.
That's pretty good.
Every time we're
every time
we're up there.
I actually like the normal size can, you know.
That's normal
for your hand.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk a little bit of some baseball. Let's talk hunting.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your foundation.
Yeah.
I have
got a few things going right now.
You have a lot of things going on right now. It's off season, but let's start from the beginning, man. Conroe, Texas.
Yeah, born and raised. Kind of started up, east of town. Grew up over by Weisinger Waterwell, and then moved out to Montgomery. Just kind of wasn't very good at baseball. Showed animals. Kind of got better as I went along, but I played varsity my first time for my senior year, and just kind of kept with it. And went to Angelina Junior College. Went out that way for a few years in Lufkin, Texas. Played for the great Jeff Levin. And then I went to TCU, and kind of the rest has been history. But I think I got a lot better when I went to TCU. I was just kind of a late bloomer as far as baseball went.
Well, weren't you drafted by the Braves before you even went to college?
I was drafted 4 times. So out of high school.
One of the only players to be able to do that, right?
Yeah, because they quit the draft and follow, I think, in 2007. They could basically hold your rights for a whole year. You couldn't talk to any other clubs. For the player, it wasn't that great, but for the club, it was a great deal. I was drafted in 2005 by the Braves, 2006 by the Rockies, 2007 by the Cubs, and then 2008 by the Cubs.
First round.
In 2008, first round, 19th overall. That was a pretty cool ride going up to Wrigley. The whole family went up there the day I signed, and it was pretty neat.
And you did 3 years in the minors?
No, I got lucky. So I signed in summer 2008. So I went and played those 2 months. 2009, I spent the whole year in the minor leagues. And then 2010, I spent a month in the minors and then got called up. So it was about a year. You could call it parts of 3 seasons, but it's really like a year and a half.
Okay. Yeah, because you got called up in May of 2010.
May 31st.
Yeah, it was Memorial Day, I believe. Yeah.
And then by 11, you were starting.
11, I got hurt. So
okay.
I made the opening day roster in 2011 and made my first start against the Diamondbacks, and I tore my rotator cuff. So I missed that whole season. I came back in September and then pitched, and then I went that fall and played winter ball, finished winter ball, and then got home, and I think that January I got traded to San Diego.
Now, your trade to San Diego, it was 3 guys.
I couldn't. It was just, I think it was Young Kim Na, me, and then Rizzo.
Rizzo.
Was one of the guys.
Zach Cates.
Yeah.
I have a baseball bat signed by Rizzo over there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
That's
so
pretty cool.
I read that. I was like, oh, that's cool. All right, right on.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
That's awesome. You hit a home run?
Yep.
Yeah, I got one.
You should go.
It's actually a pretty cool story.
I'd love it.
So me and Chase Headley, he was playing third base for us at the time, and he was complaining about ballparks and home runs and pitchers and whatnot. And so I was like, man, dude, hitting a home run's pretty easy. I was like, dude, you just hit the ball, you just swing as hard as you can, and you hit a home run. He's like, well, why haven't you hit a home run? And I was like, well, duh, I haven't swung hard. And I was like, dude, my next start, I said, I'll hit a home run for you. Sure enough, man, I think it was my second or third at bat of that game. It was like in the 6th inning, I hit a home run. I was rounding the bases, and it was like too good to be true. I always thought, when I hit a home run, I'd like jog, take my slow time. But I got halfway around first, and it went out, and I was like, man, I don't know what to do. So I just kept running. I didn't run like super fast, but I kept running. And I came back in, and nobody high-fived me, for a minute.
Oh, you got the cold shoulder treatment.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the greatest bits ever.
It was pretty funny. It's on YouTube, but
that's what I was gonna say. If you're out there, go watch this clip.
Yeah. So I told Chase right after that. I said, see, man, it's that easy. And I haven't hit one since, so definitely a lot harder, but it was kind of funny how it all happened.
Oh, man. All right, we met the first time when you were playing with the Rangers.
Yeah.
So that would have been, what was
17.
16?
17 season?
Yeah, 17.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
17.
We met the first time there.
Thank you for having us out.
And
by the
yeah,
way.
yeah,
That was a good time.
because you had like a nice little gift bag, and you had all kinds of cool stuff in there. Put us in some great seats, man. But it's hard to believe, man. It's been 3 years.
I know, it's crazy. It's actually been pretty nice, having a little downtime now, not playing, and definitely a slower pace for sure.
Yeah. Well, and you just recently had a child.
Yeah, we had a baby boy, Cody Jinks, Cashner, on December 4th. So it's been cool, man.
We all have children, so what's the biggest change for you, minus lack of sleep?
Just selflessness.
Yes.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Man, from making plans to canceling plans, I've never been one to cancel much, and I've canceled quite a bit recently. Not a lot of sleep, just a lot more family encounters.
If you ever need sleep, just come on the road today. We got a bunk for you.
That's how I usually try to go hunting, make up on the sleep. But no, it's been cool. It's catching a lot of his first being home, and he's been pretty good the last 3 weeks. It's been a lot better.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, it's crazy. It goes by, and people tell you this your whole life, and you'll be telling people this too. It goes by so quick.
It does. It's just since he's been born, it's flown by.
Yeah. Well, and the age that he's at right now, so much changes. And I know that, we were on the road a lot whenever our kids were that age.
Right.
And 3 weeks to somebody who's only 3 or 4 months old is a long time. And
right.
So much shit changes. And, then you come home and they're talking, and then you come home and they're using bigger words than you use. It's crazy, man. But anyway, so congratulations to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We've been
wife.
Blessed for sure.
That is awesome, man. It's the best having the kiddos.
Did you kind of intentionally wait this long was that kind of a plan, or is this just how things happen?
I started dating Jamie in 2016. We didn't really once we got married, we didn't really have a plan as far as kids. It just kind of, all my buddies gave me shit for having a baby during duck season, which I do regret.
We were there.
You're not thinking about that at that time, but
no,
I promise.
I promise this next one will be planned outside of duck season.
Yeah, because we went up, and we'll talk about that hunt, man. You got a place, you and a partner of yours, out in, it's in southeast Missouri, and we were on the road.
Which, by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but while I'm thinking about it, because I remember, did you ever get the Zamboni stickers?
I did. Yes.
Okay, cool.
I haven't put them on yet. I think I got to sand that plastic down to get them on.
I was just worried, man. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, for the cleaning Zamboni that we saw whenever it came in, while we were there. Yeah, so we go to southeast Missouri. We're on the road, and we had Bobby Robinson in the other day from Stacking Bills.
Fixing to Bobby.
Fixing to.
Fixing to Bobby. Can't call him Bobby. It's fixing to Bobby.
No, he was
fixing to fix the world.
He was great, man. We had a good time when he was here. But we were talking about your place there in Missouri. We were on the road, and most of the guys went back to Nashville for a few days off. We took the bus and just parked the bus. Me, our driver Nino, and Bobby Keith, and went hunting. And I'd never gone duck hunting before, and I'd been years and years since I'd even dove or deer hunted, But I loved that duck hunting. What you guys have out there is
we didn't even know what to call it the other day.
It's not even a man cave. It's like a man
mansion.
It's like a man mansion. Yeah, it's the most unbelievable thing. Y'all put a lot of work into it.
I think we're going on 2.5 years this April, which I'm ready to get it done. But it's been an experience, just building in a swamp. It's pretty crazy. We had to dig 12 feet deep, the whole slab, and we filled it with rock all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
I mean, just our rock bell alone is pretty outrageous.
Holy cow.
Yeah, we started with 12-inch rock and then 10-inch rock, 8-inch rock, 6-inch rock, all the way to the top. You know, it's something I've always wanted. I'm a diehard duck hunter. Just when you get them right, man, and you do it, I mean, you saw it that one day. I mean, it's special, and it's like you search the rest of your life for those kind of hunts.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, you know, on the way before we got there, Bobby Keith told me that he asked me, he goes, do you have any afternoon duck hunting? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure we can get something lined up. He goes, well, Cody's not going to get up in the morning. I said, usually the mornings are the best hunts, but, you know, you just never know.
Because that one evening that we went out.
It was the best.
They said that was like a hunt of a lifetime.
Yeah, it was. We probably saw 8,000 to 10,000 birds that evening.
It was unbelievable.
Are you kidding?
And so that's what I was telling Bobby the other day when he was here. You guys know that I had decoys and shit waiting on me whenever I got home. You know, and so I fell into it, and I got him into it as well. I got him going this year.
Yeah, I saw the pic.
He did
as well, and he shot some birds, and he took them home, made chicken fried duck, and it's passing it on down. It's the most fun you can have hunting because you don't have to be quiet. But
that, and you're with all the guys you want to be with.
Yeah, you're just sitting out there, and you can goof off, and then somebody will call the birds in. Now, when we were out that evening, when the weather was so bad, but I was warm because I had my banded gear on. It was the warmest shit I've ever had in my life. I had a t-shirt and shorts on. It's sleeting and snowing. Your buddy that was calling him that day,
Eric.
Ryan.
Yeah,
what?
He's a hoot, man.
That's one of the most
full throttle.
Like it's wide open, and I love the guy's enthusiasm. He's one of those guys that you're just like, I want to hang out with that guy.
Yeah, I'll never forget you said that's the guy that shows up to hell carrying a bucket of water.
That's it. You want that guy on your team.
He's a hoot. He is, I would say for 365 days a year, he thinks about killing ducks and kills them.
Yeah.
He's a hard hunter, and it's whether you can handle all 365 days with him, because it's a lot of ideas, it's a lot of talking, and it's, he's like half deaf, so he talks really loud, I mean, you heard him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's those ship containers make it nice too, because you got a lot of room in there.
Yeah,
the echo's not too bad.
It's not bad at all. But that guy was so funny. It's such a nice guy, and I've learned about the sport more so since I went. I literally knew nothing about it until I went with you guys. He has a whole bunch of bands on his call lanyard.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's I've got 4.
You've got 4 bands.
That's it.
Wow.
And I would say
because people hunt their whole lives and don't get a band.
Right. Up there, in Texas, we're kind of, we're at a disadvantage as far as getting bands because, you think about it, they come all the way down from Canada all the way down. And for everybody to miss those birds with a band to get here in Texas, I think killing one in Texas with a band, it's like killing a 200-inch buck.
Okay, so for someone that's dumb, like, what are we talking about? What is a band?
So they just do like these counts,
idea.
Tracking, the migration of birds.
Okay.
So they'll go in like different areas of the world, whether it's Arkansas, whether it's Canada, they'll go in and they'll net these birds and they'll band them, and there'll be a call number on there. And so you call the number or you go on the website and it'll tell you where the bird was banded, how old it is, kind of all that stuff. And then you get like a little green piece of paper that's, has all the info on it. We actually shot one, I shot a band right behind the lodge this year, literally walked through the woods to the levee and hunted, and we hunted probably about 2 hours, shot one bird, and it happened to be banded.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was banded right there in Arkansas. There's some pretty cool ones. Like, I would say probably the hardest band to find is like the Jack Miner bands. They got like a little Bible verse on them. Pretty cool.
Interesting.
But I would say most of his bands come from Canada geese, which those typically have a lot more bands.
They band more of them than they do the ducks.
I don't know if Bobby told you. Bobby, sorry. I don't know if he told you. He's always wanted to kill a goose, and I took him on a goose hunt, and the first goose he ever killed, he shot. It was double banded, and I believe it had a $150 reward band on it, but that was down in Anahuac. But yeah, that was Bobby's first hunt on geese.
I hear that's pretty good hunting down there in Anahuac.
Yeah, it's really good down there. It's just whether you want to deal with the alligators and the saltwater.
Let's stay up here.
I mean, it's kind of like dealing with all the snakes in here, It's kind of like a little eerie.
Yeah, but those things aren't in cages. These are all caged up.
That's true.
While we're talking about the levee, you remember when he took us riding around and show us everything the first day?
Yeah, man, it's not one of my brighter moments.
Hey, man,
I thought we were gonna roll because
I did too.
Because we were out in this Ford excursion, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an excursion.
Yeah, the excursion, and we were riding around in between the rice fields. He was kind of giving us the lay of the land of where they hunt. You know, this was before we went hunting. We had just gotten in and we were just drinking beer and tooling around.
Drinking and riding, not drinking and driving.
We were riding. Yeah, we weren't driving anywhere. We weren't drinking and driving.
Those levees are so soft, though.
They
man.
are. They're soft.
Man,
and you absolutely buried.
I caught it, though. And then I didn't catch it. We just slid right off. And
we did. And I thought, see, because we slid down on like my angle, and this is what was going through my head. We're going to slide off far enough to where we're actually going to roll, and your big ass is going to come down and squish me, and I'm going to be caught in between mud and a window and you. That's what kept rolling.
It did cross my mind that we might flip based on how quick we went off. But that was also one of the cooler moments. That's one of the biggest tractors I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. I didn't think we were ever going to get that truck out.
Well, and I said this when we got back to the camp, and I'll say it again. That was a tractor job. We needed a tractor from the get-go.
I'll never forget Tree saying, "Come on, Kane." Cheering Kane on.
I still don't see how Kane made it in.
I don't know how he got out. Because I would have bet
$100. I would have bet on it too.
Yeah.
Tree wants some money.
I thought from the get-go that we should have gotten the tractor. Thank God for Blaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing had 10 wheels.
It was big. Forces. It was a big tractor.
It was 8 wheels.
And that was a big job, man. You'll have that.
Yeah, it's funny. I always make fun of my buddy Mills for always getting stuck everywhere, but now I know that it's just, you can get stuck without trying to get stuck.
Yeah.
It sucks. I don't know if I've still lived that down, but yeah.
Well, you were dropping some choice words. You were just so disappointed
I was pretty upset
in yourself.
I was
because it's like, hey, because
I knew better than to go down that road. That's the biggest problem.
He knew he had to go back and face his buddies too.
Yeah, because we're going to get back and everybody's going to make fun of you because it's like, oh, you take the new guys out on show them the lay of the land and you fucking get stuck. It's smooth.
Pretty smooth of me.
Another one of my favorite stories from that weekend was you guys would get up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning to go hunt, and I don't do that, and I fish,
right?
But I'm still hard pressed to get up that early to go fishing, and you bet me $100 that I wouldn't get up and make a morning hunt.
You did,
I did. More than likely, I wouldn't have gotten up, but there was $100 bill on the line. And
that was a late night too,
and it was a late night, and I was the first one up. I was making Dunkin' Donuts coffee in the Keurig, and Andrew comes in and looks at me like, holy shit.
I was very shocked.
I think he had 100 in his pajama bottoms.
You always got to have one warm.
Well, no. Those Missouri boys, they don't ever play, that one-hole washer. So that was, I was able to make up on some of those bets from Royce. He donated a lot of money to me that weekend.
Donated?
Yeah, I always tell them anytime they're feeling frisky, let's get those one-hole washers out. And they don't like that one-hole. They want the 3-hole.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, man. That's
yeah,
tough.
And that's how I always tell them athletes play the one-hole.
Yeah. Well, see, and therein lies the problem. You're the only professional athlete.
Yes.
Okay. The rest of us are,
There's a lot of
trained at pinpoint precision.
There's a lot of guys in that world though that think they're former athletes. Like Eric, he thinks he's a former high school basketball star because he played against Tyler Hansborough. But I beat Eric in his own barn at horse. It's Robert. I've won some money from Bobby and Robert too playing horse. I mean, it's the basketball in that part of the world's a big deal.
And what I've found is that an athlete's an athlete. So you're going to be better at golf than most people.
Yeah.
You're going to be better at football than most people.
It's just eye-hand coordination.
It's you guys.
Well, I also know that I'm not going to bet on something I'm probably not going to be good at. Like tennis. I'm an athlete, but I'm not good at tennis. I swing too hard.
But you would probably beat if you took you and a non-athlete, say, like any of us.
How about me? You gonna say me?
I was going to say
and Josh.
It just 2 rackets and go. Like you're probably going to win, and that's.
If there's money on the line, it'd definitely be a lot more serious.
We have, so we have a friend of ours. We interviewed him on this podcast. His name's Connor McDermott. He's a lineman for the Jets. He's 6'8", like 315, and he's just a huge dude.
Yeah,
has the most beautiful golf swing.
Yeah, I mean, my golf swing's a little violent, but I think if I took some lessons, I could tone it down. But
yeah,
we went down to the Super Bowl down in Miami. I won like 9 skins and won some money down there playing golf. So
see,
damn.
I hadn't played in a while, but that was the best I've played in a long, long time. My little brother Adam, he's a scratch golfer. He's good.
Wow,
he pisses me off every time I play with him. It's down the middle every time.
So when you're out playing around, what's your sport that you like to just mess around with?
Man, I honestly outside of baseball, all I do is think about killing ducks.
Okay,
and gambling.
I like to gamble, yeah. Probably the biggest thing I miss about baseball is gambling on the back of the plane.
Okay, so I don't think we really dove into that. You say missing baseball. Are you done?
No, I wouldn't say that I'm done. I just don't know what I'm doing right now.
But you are enjoying the time off.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the time off, doing some things I haven't done in a while. I went spring goose hunting last week. That was pretty fun. I would more say that I'll take a year off.
Mm-hmm.
And probably come back next year. There's just not enough in the offers to get me to go, I guess. My last contract was kind of the way I structured it, was kind of life after baseball, and took some deferred money. So, it's nice to have some money coming in and not playing and whatnot. I'll probably say I'll for sure play next year. There's a chance I might sign in July, but as of right now, I'm just kind of taking some time, doing some things I want to do.
And speaking of that, you've got a lot going on right now. Obviously, having a child.
The child is a game changer.
That's a big thing. But let's talk about Banded.
Yeah, Banded, man. We're doing some big things coming up.
I mean, we're talking decoys, blinds, apparel.
It's everything.
It's everything.
And the thing is, it's top of the line stuff.
Whenever we went up there to go hunting, we didn't have anything. Well, I mean, because we're on a tour bus, so. Yeah. I don't have any hunting gear. Obviously, I'm not carrying a shotgun with me. You said, "Hey guys, what do you need? What are your sizes?" And we needed everything. And you basically outfitted us with
the Banded Red Zone,
the Red Zone waders,
which will fit a 6-pack in the bib.
And you can put a whole 6-pack of beer in the bib. I know.
I would assume that is intentional.
I don't know what you guys carry in there, but I had a 6-pack. I was proud of myself as well. I was like, you guys realize you put a whole 6-pack right here?
Yeah, if you don't have to, I usually try to keep that a little dry, but we have a backpack that you can carry some beers in, the dry bag. No, but we got some, this year we got some really cool gears coming out. We have a new line taking over the black labels that are coming out this summer. Advantage Max 5 is being discontinued, so there's a new camo coming out by Realtree this year. Advantage Max 7. I'm sure we got some jackets and whatnot stuff that'll be coming out new, but we also have the sister company Avery, that's our big decoy seller. I got involved in that deal about 6 years ago, and it's been definitely an experience as far as learning about hunting and gear, stuff breaking, tearing. A lot of calls from people whenever something goes wrong that I don't really want to deal with. That's just part of it. It's been neat just getting involved into the hunting world and really learning about camos and what products sell. And a lot of times the products that I love don't really sell that well.
I had no idea how big, and not just hunting, duck hunting. You've always heard of, you have Ducks Unlimited and all that kind of stuff. I had no idea how big that sport is. And it's just, you have your diehard deer hunters. Yeah. You have your diehard, pheasant, whatever. Duck hunters are a different breed.
I would consider it's just, it's always like, if you go fishing, right? You always have that buddy that you're like, hey man, we're going today. Well, when I say I'm going, we're going. I don't care if it's sleeting, snowing, storming. As long as there's no lightning, we're going. Yeah. And, that's always like, the favorite thing is, oh man, it's too windy to go fish. Well, I'm going.
The wind's your friend.
Yeah, but it's
you go to the bank that the wind is blowing toward, because zooplankton is getting blown up on the bank. Small fish go, big fish go. Yeah. You should win, man.
But it's one of those things that it always takes, I believe, like idiots to duck hunt, because it's always cold, it's always wet, and you're always wet. Yeah. It's one of those things that a lot of people don't like to get that nasty. And I mean, you saw that day, the best day that we had. I mean, I stepped out of the blind to get those like 4 birds, and my whole beard froze up. And I don't know where the footage is, but there was a videographer.
Yeah,
that was Daybreak Outdoors.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was in there filming when we had that just monstrous hunt that day. And there's really cool footage of you and the weather is just nasty. Absolutely just shitting on us, man. Of you like running through picking up decoys and shit, or getting the ducks,
ducks,
getting those ducks, it looks like
nasty.
A winter apocalypse, but the footage was kick ass.
It was definitely the craziest day of hunting I've had as far as weather goes. I mean, I don't think you could see 300 yards to that south levee. It was just, I was trying to explain that hunt to somebody not too long ago, and I was like, man, it was almost like somebody was letting 200 birds go at a time, and they were just letting them go. And it was just like, drove after drove after drove was just coming over that south levee. And it was just like one of those things, you couldn't see them, so you could never tell if they were coming or not.
What was it? He pulling them out of the
Oh, yeah. He pulled them out of the sky on a chain.
Pulling them on a rope.
Oh, a rope. Sorry.
Ripping their throats out.
I mean, he was yelling at the top of it. He was so excited.
But your reenactment of that evening was
priceless. Eric, man, he's a hoot. I've been around him for a while, and there's nobody that gets more jacked up about killing ducks than Eric.
Yeah.
Who gave you the nickname? Him?
I don't know. But see, we were talking again with Fixing to Bobby the other day because I had to learn. I had to learn when we were down in that blind, you know. I mean, like, one of the best, like a lifetime hunt, and it's only my second time to go out.
I know.
And I didn't realize, and I remember that feeling of it wasn't time for everybody to shoot, but I shot one, and it was too far for a dog to even go get, and everybody just turning and looking at me, and me feeling like, oh man,
I really messed up there.
No, we never get mad at the new guys that come. We was always, you know, you always get mad at the guys that shoot too early. But man, I will be honest, you rained some tall ones down that day with that 20 gauge, and that was impressive.
it was fun.
Yeah, it was. You don't see that too often.
And I didn't know that. See, because I've always hunted with a 20 gauge because I'm a small guy. I mean, growing up dove hunting with my dad, I always used a 20. You had let me borrow one of your Benellis that day, and I fell in love with it. And
yeah, that M2's bad.
It is bad.
That's the Rob Roberts edition out of Arkansas. It's the one to get.
Actually, the band and crew got me one for Christmas this year, and then I got myself.
That was my idea.
No, you wanted the over-under.
Well, I did want the over-under.
I said, no, he needs an automatic
Okay,
Benelli because I messaged him and Bobby, and I was like, what would y'all do?
The gun was my idea.
But then I bought another one myself, and so I have two I have two Benellis right behind you right now. Man, I absolutely fell in love with.
I don't know if that helps me. That's not close enough to the snakes, you know.
So, well,
there's one right there. It's already out.
No, those are rifles. Those are going to the gunsmith tomorrow. Those are all need to be worked on.
Speaking of hunting, you had an accident, a hunting accident.
Yeah, that was actually with Fixing to Bobby. That was a lot of bad things.
Why do a lot of things involve Fixing to?
Fixing to,
worried about
Fixing to,
or 7-Eleven.
Yeah, he's open 7-Eleven, man. He never shuts up, man. Or he's like a 7-Eleven. He's open 24/7. Man, 2014. We were hunting on a TV show called On the Road. Kind of didn't really know what we got into on that deal. Bobby set it up, and we get down there, and there's just giants running around in this place, and I'm like, dude, what can we shoot? You know, we don't really know. I don't really have a whole game plan together, and I got a couple videos of this big buck that I passed, and the guy was like, shoot it. So I was like, all right, man, next buck comes out, I'm going to smoke it. Well, I shoot this buck. He scored, I think, 189. Big deer, real nice. Shot off Kerry Lake Ranch in Jacksonville. Well, I go to Cape It. Another one of my buddies had shot and wounded a buck, and so the guys that cleaned the buck were out looking for it. And so, you know, I worked at a taxidermy shop growing up, and so I was like, you know, I just cape it out. So I had the whole deer caped, and I didn't even have a knife in my hand, man. This whole thing makes me mad every time I think about it.
My bad.
No, it just makes me mad that it happened because it almost cost me my career. I mean, my slider, I still say, has never been the same. But, you know, I had it all caped out, and this guy come up next to me, and he comes with this little scalpel knife, this new knife that he had, and he come up and he started going, and right as I was about to say, man, stop, he went through the deer skin, and it went into my thumb, and it was like a volt of electricity that hit me. And then I don't remember anything. I just remember I passed out. Well, Josh Tomlin was there, plays with the Braves now, and someone else. I think it was Bobby's mom. They caught me. And then I just remember waking up, and I was like, shit. So then, I went to the emergency room, and I passed all the tests. And, you know, the next day it didn't really hit me. You know, I thought I was good. But I knew something happened because of, you know, that jolt of electricity, man, it hurt. The next day I went to grab the buck and the horns and the cape out of the freezer. And when I grabbed it, my tendon snapped. I guess he cut about 80% is what they said. And when it snapped, man, it took me to my knees, and man, did it hurt. And, that's probably some of the most pain I've been in as far as, you know, the tendon snaps and, you know, you physically can't move your thumb. It was a shitty day. Then I had to drive home, and then I called the Padres. And
hey, Padres.
Yeah.
Had an accident.
Yeah, it was actually the worst time. They were at the GM meetings, and I called our head trainer, and he's like, hey, man, you know, I'm here with the manager and their GM. What's up? And I was like, oh, shit.
How about you put it on speakerphone real quick, and let's just tell everybody at once.
So that's, you know, they did put it on speakerphone. I told them. And
oh, damn.
So I flew the very next day to San Diego, had surgery right then and there on the spot, and kind of the rest is history. You know, they told me I wouldn't pitch until June, and, man, I started throwing at 3 weeks with my cast on. I ended up pitching like 15 innings that spring, so that was pretty cool.
Damn.
You had to come that far with that rehab and that. I spent 15 weeks with my thumb in my palm, so I was in a cast like this for 15 weeks. So that was not very much fun.
Going back to the pitching thing, it seems to me that most of the ball players that we know are pitchers. I think that's because, it's usually pitchers that we know that reach out to us, about our music, because you guys are highly intelligent and,
they know the good stuff.
I would say a lot of pitchers are very like-minded.
And highly intelligent because you guys like our music.
There's a lot of strategy that goes behind it.
Well, there is. And actually, I was joking there. I mean, seriously.
I wouldn't say that I'm highly intelligent by any means, but I'd definitely say that I'm pretty witty and, I can, work my way out of something if I need to.
But here's the deal. I wanted to get into the psychology of it.
Oh, yeah. That's
because whenever you guys are up there, and you're known for your four seam, right?
Yeah.
100, 101. That's
used to, but it was fun. Those were the good old days.
You were one of the hardest throwers in the majors.
You had a 97 average, didn't you?
99.4.
When I was in 2012, I think it was 99.
That was your
yeah.
So how much of it, when you're on the mound, how much of it is I'm going to outwit this guy versus I'm just going to blow it by his fucking face?
Well, back then, I don't really think I knew how to pitch. I always say that getting cut was like a blessing and a curse because I had to learn how to pitch after that. My slider was never the same, so I had to find a new pitch. As far as like playing that game, whenever you try to blow it by somebody, you always get hit. It never works out. Because whether you tense up somewhere and your ball gets flat and you just get whacked.
That goes back to golf. If you're trying too hard, it's not gonna go well.
I always say, man, when you try harder, you suck. I don't care what, whether you try harder to make a friend, whether you try harder, whatever you try harder at, you're usually going to suck because you're not your normal self. So I always try to, I always say real like whippy, if that makes sense, like whippy, like elasticity, anything where you can get length and just kind of like just whip your arm. That's really kind of like what you're looking for. For me, it's just like extension. I was always trying to find extension because that's where my velo would come from. But, Darren Balsley, my pitching coach in San Diego, he taught me so much about pitching and, just the cat mouse game as far as like, trying to set hitters up, what they're looking for. I'll never forget I had like one of my best games of my career against the Tigers. I threw a one-hit shutout against them. And Victor Martinez, like one of the hardest guys to ever get out. He came up to me the next day and he was like, man, what were you trying to do to me? And I was like, man, I'm not going to tell you. I got to maybe face you again. And he's like, no pitcher's ever pitched me like that. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I'm not telling you what I was trying to do, but I mean, I don't think I got him out after that day. I mean, I think he got me a couple times after that. In that period of time, I think that was in 13 or 14. I think it was in 14. But I just had such a good feel about what I wanted to do. I didn't care who it was.
Because that was a complete game, one hit, 27 minimum.
Yeah, 20.
No, that one, the 27 minimum, that was against
Pirates, right?
the Pirates.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But it was, that game was just something special. It was, my two seam was really running back. Just as far as like, what Darren really taught me was like moving guys' eyes and moving their feet. And when you do that, it's like where you set them up for the next pitch. And it doesn't have to be perfect because if you threw them away, you got their eyes looking away and you run one up. It doesn't have to be so high. Once you get it above the catcher's mask, it's kind of, I always call it a non-competitive pitch. Because the guy saw it out of your hand way up here, so he didn't even have to even offer at it. But, there's just a lot more room for error whenever you are playing that cat-mouse game, if that makes sense.
It's chess.
I don't know how to play chess, but it is definitely chess.
I don't either, but it's
more of a checkers guy.
I'm a checkers guy too, but I know there's a difference between checkers and chess. And what you guys are doing out there is chess. And that's really how I got my wife into baseball years ago. I love baseball. I'm not good at it. I wasn't good at it as a kid. I was better at football.
Yeah.
And that's what I concentrated on. And if I'd have been bigger, it'd have been a whole lot more fun. But,
right.
I did what I did with what I got, I love sports, but I love baseball. And I could never get her to watch baseball with me.
It's very boring if you don't know what's going on.
And I told her, I said, look, it's a long season, right? So you've got this guy. He's throwing the ball, right? He's the pitcher. He's throwing it to this guy. They have to study each other. That hitter knows what the pitcher is going to throw or what he likes to throw.
They just have so much video, they can pretty much tell you the way you're going to pitch them.
And so I said, look at it from the psychological aspect, because that's what she's all about, the brain,
Right.
And she's a teacher. Well, she's a teacher.
Right.
So she teaches people how to teach. And I said, look at, I said, watch the catcher and watch his sign, watch where he points to. I said, I don't know what he's calling, but you'll see the pitcher waving yes or no. Just hit the trash can, man.
If only it was that easy. Never too soon.
It's never too soon.
Not too soon.
Hey, dude, Astro jokes all day. I'm a Rangers fan. But I said, it's like boxers. I said, they're boxing. It's like essentially is what they're doing, And after she got that aspect of it, she was able to watch it, watch the psychology part of it.
It's so crazy because that third time around through the order is really like where you just got to gut through it. But it's, you're kind of running low on fuel and you've already shown them pretty much everything. The 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters, that's when you got them coming around the third time around, it's like the 6th or the 7th, man, it's going to be a fight.
Yeah.
Going out there when you don't have it anymore and you're just kind of, you're kind of watching the bullpen, seeing if they're getting going or not. But it's one of those things that you just try to, almost trick them sometimes to where, you can throw the ball high enough where they just miss it and they pop it up in the infield. A lot of times, when guys pop up the ball to the catcher, they just miss that pitch. A lot of people are like, oh, that's an easy out. Well, yeah, it's only an easy out because he just missed it by maybe like 1/4 of an inch. But if he gets that ball, it's a home run every time.
Yeah.
But it's just because they clip the bottom half of the ball. So the whole idea is to clip pretty much, you don't ever really want to square up the ball. You want to clip like the bottom half of the ball to hit homers.
Yeah.
And so when they hit the bottom half, they just hit the bottom half too much and it pops it straight up.
That's why we're not doing that home run derby bet challenge. They challenge us to.
What? No. Last time I swung a bat, I had to go to a chiropractor.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. We
your
were
obliques
in.
will hurt. Your back will hurt.
We were in. Where were we at? Springfield.
Yeah.
Matt Carpenter was on rehab assignment.
Yeah, he played with me at TCU.
Yeah, that's right. We'll talk about that. He made me take batting practice, and I literally had to. I'm 39 and I'm not in great shape, and I had to go to a chiropractor.
If you don't swing a bat, man, it'll
jacked
get you.
Me up.
Yeah. Especially because once you get in there, you get a little adrenaline when the people are watching. You get
because there's all these ball players around the cage,
Yeah.
looking like, what's this jackass in the cowboy boots and blue jeans going to do?
Yeah. My favorite one is to watch basketball players hit. They usually don't get any out of the cage.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Just because that's not something they've ever played, and they're so big, and it's an eye-hand coordination sport. They don't really.
Because I guess every baseball team they have the hockey guys out.
Hockey guys are usually pretty good. Yeah. Football guys are usually pretty good. I would say a lot of football guys are usually two-way guys, so it's always, they're usually pretty good.
Yeah. Let's talk about your career as a catcher.
It didn't last very long. Well, I caught in high school, and then my coach at the time, he said, you got a good arm. Why don't you move to the mound? And at the time, I was really struggling hitting sliders. I always say that's always what made me a pitcher was I couldn't hit a slider. I still can't. The pitch I really struggle with is a curveball. I see it every time, man, and I want to swing, and I just lock up. I just can't pull the trigger.
I was talking about the most important game you caught August 17th of last year.
Yeah.
August 17th.
Yeah.
This is awful.
I had to think about that one for a little bit.
Hey, by the way, thank you for helping us set that up.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Let me just ask you this. Did you have a hard time seeing that heater I threw at Fenway?
I thought I could have maybe caught it barehanded.
No glove?
But I really, honestly,
batting glove
man,
or no batting glove?
I don't ever root against people because I always like to see people do well. But if there was a day that I was rooting against somebody,
it was me.
I was rooting for you to short hop it.
You wanted me to put that thing in the dirt.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
All right, well, let's recap. I mean, what are we talking about?
So I found out y'all were coming. I think Bobby Keith reached out to the Red Sox, and then they reached out to me as far as getting you to throw out the first pitch. The worst first pitch I ever caught was Jay Cutler's. He threw it as hard as he could, like right at my shins. He had a pretty good arm. He threw it hard, but I wasn't ready for it,
You thought he was going to go out there and just...
I thought he was just going to lob it. I've caught a lot of first pitches. Guys usually just go out there, lob it, throw it in. But he hummed it, and it was like a short hop right at my ankles, and it kind of handcuffed me. But I was really hoping that you would short hop me, and I was going to let it go, or you would throw over me. But I also told Bobby Keith I thought about just setting my glove there, and if you threw it at my glove, I was just going to let it go by.
Yeah, because you told me that same because that was the whole thing. Was I had talked with you and a couple other of the ball players, and they were like, dude, just don't put it in the dirt. Just don't put it in the dirt. So I'm sitting there, I'm freaking myself out. We're at Fenway. This is the day before my 39th birthday. I turned 39 on the 18th. It's a beautiful evening at Fenway. I know you're going to be there. You're going to be catching, the first pitch. It was really cool. My wife was there. Bobby Keith was on the field. The other guys were up in the stands, stuff like that. And I'm like mentally just screwing myself here. I'm like, dude, you know how to throw a you've been throwing baseballs your whole life.
It's different though when you get out there and there's no like, there's a little bit of a backdrop, but it's not like playing catch at like 60 feet.
And here's another thing too. Y'all told me I had to pitch from the rubber.
Yeah.
They said none of this like scooting up bullshit.
Yeah, no, you got to throw it from the rubber.
Like, you got to throw it from the rubber. You got to clear
You're
the
man.
plate.
You're almost 40.
Yeah.
You can throw it from the rubber.
Get my Gundy going. So I remember one of the young ladies, the
Ball girl, I think.
Yeah, ball girl comes over and, do you want to warm up? And I said, yes, please. And I didn't have a glove or anything, so we were just throwing the baseball back and forth. Like I got like 5 throws and went out there, and I got to tell you, man, it was really fun. 39 miles an hour
On your 39th birthday.
on my
Was it 39?
That's what I got. I got
That's what
clocked at 39.
The clock said.
And I was a little bit high, but I was right down the middle. But you told me, you came to give me the ball and you go, I thought about letting that, because a little high. I thought about letting it go over my head. I was like, man, I'm glad you didn't.
It's one of those things that's whenever everybody's watching it, I always say if you ever get out of the mountain, you try not to pay attention to all the people. You just try to focus on what you got to do, because when you get out there, man, there's all those people. It kind of is like, holy shit, But when you're throwing out a first pitch, it can be nerve-wracking because it's not something that you do. It'd be like you telling me to go play a guitar on stage. I don't think I would ever do that.
But we have had you on stage before.
Yeah, you came and got.
Yeah, and I mean, it's still like a little nerve-wracking because it's like it's unknown. It's like, what do I do? Am I in the way? Am I?
What if I drop this guitar?
Yeah, but dropping the guitar is not really my concern. I mean, probably couldn't get that one again, but we probably could make it up. But it's more of just like I just don't want to look like an idiot.
Yeah.
That's more of the thing. But I think if I would have let it go, that would have been kind of embarrassing. But I also wanted it to be a memorable 39th birthday for
Oh, no, it was great. It was great. And I have everything. We got home.
We'll have to show you that.
Yeah, I'll show you that.
Oh, he's seen it.
Yeah. I've got the jersey you guys had. Quit making fun of me, dude.
No, I'm not making. I'm not making fun of
What?
you.
No, I have it framed. It's sitting there. And to my understanding, it was a big deal for me to get the number 13.
Yeah, but the Red Sox, they said they don't do it.
They said
Was that retired?
No, I
bad luck.
Just bad luck or whatever.
Really?
They said we don't do it, and I said, "What number?" He said they asked what numbers he wanted, and I said 13 or
26.
26, and they said we're going to make one exception and give him the number 13. So, man, I
That's
really
pretty cool.
can't thank you again.
But it was
for
so
setting that
cool
up, man.
because we have the jersey, the cap that I wore. There's some pictures of you and I, the tickets, and then up on the shelf, the top shelf is
Was the ball?
the ball.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
That you signed right there in that case.
There's
That's
a
pretty
picture of you
slick.
throwing that heater too over there.
That heater,
With
man.
that leg
Yeah. I got that leg kick up, man. Dude, I tell you what, the pitch it sucked, but I looked awesome.
I tell you, Fenway's cool, man. It's one of those places that, man, they are so diehard there. It is one of the coolest places I've gotten to play. Besides, I really like Wrigley too, but it's just like a huge atmosphere the day of the game. People coming out and filling the stands. It's pretty neat.
And I love that town.
Yeah, it's the people show up for everything, whether it's sports, whether it's music, whether pretty much they're just diehards about anything.
Yeah.
And what people might not know about that stadium is, I mean, you've been to all of them probably.
I've pitched in all of them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is the player parking there is? I mean, it's out in the open. It's not.
It's out in the open. It's always I always get real nervous. I don't really like that. The interaction is a little nerve wracking for me, but you just never know what people's agendas are. The normal fan, it doesn't bother me, but some people you just don't know what their agendas are. But yeah, the parking is just out on the street, and they got the metal barricades up, and it's different.
You gave me, my wife, and my daughter a ride after a game one night, and we come out of the tunnel at the Ranger Stadium, and he goes, "Hey, there's my barbecue pit," and I'm talking like not a pit, I'm talking like
Trailer.
20 feet of a
Barbecue trailer?
pit. Yes, there you go. Yeah, I mean that thing is amazing.
Those guys did a good job, man. Those guys out of Houston, Pitmaker, they built that for me, and I got the big rattlesnakes on the back. Those are about the only snakes I like that don't tread on me snakes.
Yeah.
But
Those snakes don't move.
yeah, they don't move. But no, those guys at Pitmaker, man, they did an unreal job.
Man, so I was looking and kind of going back to Conroe. First of all, your parents built a full-size baseball diamond for you guys because you have 2 other brothers?
I have one other brother.
One, okay.
Yeah, and he played ball. It's pretty cool. There's still probably about 3 or 4 teams that play on that field.
That's awesome.
So it's pretty cool, anytime I'm home that those kids can see me and say, man, he played on this field and he made it all the way. So it's pretty neat to kind of go back and see those kids playing and let them know that, if you dream big, as long as you have the drive and you have the will, nobody can tell you what you can't do.
Yeah.
Amen.
Your dad is a mortician.
Yeah.
Your whole life. It's
my whole life
It's
still,
a family business,
still
correct?
to this day, yeah.
What was that like going to Dad's office and
I'll tell you, one of my favorite things was we used to play hide and go seek in the casket room.
Oh my God.
And so
That was one of your favorite things?
Yeah. No, get me out. And you're afraid of snakes?
Yeah, it's just something. I think if I'd have been raised around snakes, it probably wouldn't bother me.
You're right. But
snakes has just never been, I've never been, and this is probably like.
Well, I wasn't raised around dead people.
Yeah. They don't move though.
They don't.
But no, it's I worked for my dad off and on, just kind of here and there. Actually, before I started working and helping my dad at the funeral home, kind of crazy how full circle. Me and Josh Ward, we used to work at that taxidermist and meat processing place cutting meat. That's where I first met Josh. That was when I was kind of older in high school, and then I'd come back in the college winter months, and I'd work for my dad, whether it was working in the cemetery or blowing leaves or kind of whatever he needed help with. I'd go up there and help. But when I was a kid, there was actually an apartment in the back of the funeral home, so there was somebody that lived at the funeral home full time. That was interesting. I don't think you'll see that too much anymore. But yeah, that guy named Charles, he lived in the back of the funeral home as long as I remember as I was a kid. Yeah, my dad's dad started it, and he got sick, and my dad took it over, and he's been running it ever since.
Wow.
Hopefully he's going to retire this summer. This is like the third time he told me he's going to retire, so we'll see.
Oh, speaking of which, I need you to sign The Dead and Breakfast.
Dead?
Yeah. It's my guest book.
It just says guest book.
Yeah, The Dead and Breakfast, where the dead will rise again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We'll have to get you to sign that.
Also, I do have one other thing is my favorite video of you on YouTube is probably you were showing your locker.
Oh, yeah.
In San Diego.
I slap my mama? Or slap your mama seasoning?
That seasoning, and then one thing that he said he didn't know if he was supposed to show it, but as much as he loves hunting, right behind all his clothes, his bow is in there.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, I keep my bow everywhere. But, I was out there with Justin Hatcher, and, man, we would shoot at least once a week.
Yeah.
Man, we shot a bunch when I was in San Diego. I don't think there's anybody that loves shooting bows more than Justin Hatcher. He loves to shoot bows.
No, he talked to me about 4 days ago about going bow.
Yeah. I think he just went down South Texas and shot some javelinas. But,
yeah, that's what he sent us a video.
He did. Because I just bought a bow from Keith. Yep. And Hatch was like, we need to get you a bow. And I was like, I got one. I just bought Keith's. And
what'd you
get? Matthews.
Yeah. I don't know what it, I don't know. It's in there.
Yeah. The snakes, I'm good.
It's actually right by the snakes. No, I'm pretty good with it, man.
Get good enough, you can shoot a duck.
I shoot low and right, but if we're talking like that big, like I'm gonna hit right there.
Yeah. That's all you ask for.
Yeah. I need to get into it. I've never gone hunting with a bow. I like to shoot them.
I got this new thing kicking off that you'll actually like if you get into bow hunting. A new investment I got going called Trophy Ear. It's hearing aids that they're like custom hearing aids that cancel decibels. So like when you go to shoot, like say you're shooting a shotgun, it'll cancel the noise.
Okay.
But when you're deer hunting,
that do that.
Okay, so these are custom in-ears.
Okay.
Whenever you're deer hunting, you'll be able to hear the deer coming from. I'd say you can hear them for probably 900 to 1,000 yards out.
All right, I need just to have a pair of those just on a normal basis because I can't hear shit.
You want to sponsor the show?
Well, we can get you a pair. No problem.
Let's go, man. Because I can't hear.
Yeah, we're going to be launching. I think probably the end of May, maybe April.
So let us know where to get fitted.
So it actually amplifies the low ambient sound to hear
as soon as it goes.
As soon as it goes to
I don't know the exact decibel
level. Yeah,
I don't know the exact decibel level.
Around 85, 90, somewhere in there.
I think 85 is it sounds familiar, but as soon as it reaches that, it just tones it out.
Then it'll cut off. I've never heard of technology to actually enhance.
Yeah.
Which is really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It takes when you're blowing a duck call, it takes a little bit getting used to. I'd warn them a couple times. You'll pick up wind. You'll pick up crazy stuff. You can hear people talking from a pretty good ways out. But what I thought what sold me on them was when I went quail hunting, and it was just like you can sit and carry on a conversation, talk to everybody, and then as soon as it shoots, it's quiet. I kind of ran across it. Just kind of happened this year, and it's something I'm really excited about because I think the thing that I wish I'd have done more of was wear hearing protection when I shoot. Just because, I mean, y'all know it in the music world.
I think that's a great point to bring up.
As soon as your hearing starts to go, you start talking louder, you can't hear as good, and it's just, it's kind of like Bandit. It's a higher end product, so it's going to kind of be a certain market. I'm really excited about it, and it's something that, I'm passionate about, and it'll be something cool to be a part of.
When y'all start fitting, we'll be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, we'll,
and what's it called again?
Trophy Ear.
Trophy Ear.
Yeah, it's we're kind of getting going right now. Guy by the name Chris Warren, he's kind of been designing this product for over 10 years. We're getting ready to, he has a full-time job, so he's kind of getting ready to kind of go full-blown, quit his job and go to this. And, the partner of my land, Matt Mills, he's going to be involved in it too. It's 3 of us, and, we're all like-minded, so it's going to be pretty cool. Kind of the way you get fitted is, we'll send you, this kit, and you shoot the foam in your ear, and then you send the molds back, and then they make the custom molds for your ear.
Yeah.
Oh, so that they don't have to go to you. You can just send it to them. Their mold.
Yeah, so I just send you a kit, and you shoot. It's like a foam that you'll shoot in your ear. Yeah,
that's awesome.
You get it back, and I think it takes like 3 weeks to get your custom earbuds made.
Well, and it's a lot like the in-ear system that we use on stage.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people use floor monitors. Our guitar player Chris uses an old school monitor, but the rest of us use in-ears, and it's custom molds to your ears. When they're unplugged, they're earplugs. You can't hear anything. Yeah. So all I can hear up there is a really low mix of what everybody else is doing on stage.
Right.
So, it's kind of...
takes some getting used to.
It does. It takes getting used to, but you're talking about saving your hearing. And as somebody who grew up shooting, which you did and I did as well, between shooting and music, my hearing is atrocious.
I bet.
And I'm really almost deaf on my right side completely.
That's always my right side too.
Yeah.
I think what really gets me is when I fly.
Yeah.
You get up and you get to that 10,000, feet, and it's like, man, my ears really bug me. But I think it's, just part of it's like not cool to wear earplugs, when you're younger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and you don't think about it because you're young and you
just think you're invincible.
And now, I tell my kids both, and like my son plays drums. If I catch him without his earphones on, I get onto him, and like we were out shooting today. We went out and there's a big stump. We've been shooting shotguns at, just blowing it away, And
I like that.
My son's out there, and it's like he knows. Put the cans on, man. Through no fault of my dad's. We grew up. We didn't use cans or anything like that. It was we just shotguns.
Yeah.
So for all you fans out there that yell stuff at Cody during the show, he can't hear
I
you.
usually can't hear you. Well, and I can't hear also because the in-ears that we were just talking about, they block out all the outside noise. Yeah.
That's why he doesn't play the song you request till the end.
That's exactly right. That is the reason.
That or we hadn't rehearsed it and I can't fucking remember the words. I did want to talk about your foundation. Still going?
Yeah, so we started that in 2014 with my mom.
Cashner Family Foundation.
Yeah, so
your mother had gone through a lot.
Yeah, so she had leukemia really bad, and we almost lost her. She was able to kind of beat and fight it. They tried new drugs on her at the time that were able to heal her. And so at the time we started the foundation. We call it Pitching for a Cause, and it's just more so going to hospitals, going to visits, having kids out to the game. We go during usually Christmas time and have a pizza party somewhere in the Dallas-Fort Worth area at some of the children's hospitals, just trying to brighten kids' days and that kind of stuff.
We've seen numerous pictures of you at hospitals all over the country.
Really, the biggest that it was when we were in San Diego. We did a bunch when we were here at Texas. I think that season we went to like 15 hospitals that season. And then in Baltimore, we did some also. It's really tough when you kind of get with a new team and trying to get with the lay of the land, but we still try to do as much as we can.
Which is awesome. I looked that up and saw what you guys have done and lots of pictures and, pitching for a cause, but it's CashnerFoundation.org.
CashnerFoundation.org.
Well, if you want to type that in, I'm sure
it'll
pull up. Anyway, I just wanted to make.
Yeah, we've done a camp in Texas quite a bit that we send money to called Camp for All, and it's kids either getting right out of the hospital or they've been in the hospital and they get to go out to this camp out in the hill country and kind of go fish and kind of do whatever they want. But they have a lot of people out there. I believe it's all volunteer based camp, and so people come out there and help these kids whether they want to shoot bows, fish, kind of ride around, that kind of stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, super cool. I always say I'm going to get out there, but, now that I'm kind of taking some time away, I might have a chance to get out there.
Yeah.
I'm most excited about going spring turkey hunting, though.
I hear that's a blast.
Still thinking about them birds.
He's still thinking about the birds, man. Always.
I just have so many things I want to do, and as far as hunting goes. And the other day, I was telling my wife, I was kind of have a busy schedule coming up as far as hunting, and she was like, "Yeah."
About that.
She goes, "Do you want to hear my busy schedule coming up?" And I was like, "No.
No, I don't.
I'm good. We go down and fish quite a bit down the coast, too, so looking forward to doing some saltwater fishing this summer.
That's right. You're a saltwater guy.
I never grew up saltwater fishing. I always grew up freshwater fishing. I was a bassaholic, and I kind of switched over to the saltwater, and I'm hooked.
So what's your thing? What do you fish for?
I love flounder gigging. Going out at night and gigging flounder. That's probably my favorite thing. You just kind of ride around and try to find fish and make a full night of it.
Those flounder's pretty good to eat.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good eating.
Is there beer drinking involved?
Maybe. Okay. Maybe. No, it's usually a pretty good time. One of my buddies drives a boat, and we just kind of ride around and sip some cold beer and look for fish.
Yeah.
You have to stay close to that, or you go far out?
No, you stay inshore.
Cool.
You used to try to stay in like 2 foot of water. You don't ever try to get out of 2
right.
foot of water. Yeah, you fall in, you'll stand up.
Cool. I don't like deep sea. So.
Yeah, Bobby Key's a little worried about we did tuna fishing off of Key West
I bet that
a couple
was
years
fun.
ago.
No,
it was about 6 foot swells.
Oh, that's nothing.
In a 25-foot boat, right?
It was pretty. It was pretty small.
Everybody got sick.
Oh yeah, I believe it. That deep sea fishing is not really my gig.
Yeah, see, same here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like snakes.
Yeah, I think I would not go out that deep again.
I've been.
I'll do that bay saltwater.
Yeah, the
fishing.
bay is the way to go. Probably the biggest swells I've been on was 8 foot, and that was in San Diego. That was, they just come in rollers, and it's.
Oh yeah, I mean, it just doesn't.
Got to
stop.
have really good sea legs. I never really understood what sea legs were until I got out there. That's in those swells, and it's like, man, you better watch those swells and pay attention to where the hooks are. And yeah, I'm good on that. I'd rather y'all take a video and I'll watch the video.
Exactly.
Well, and I was supposed to go with him that day. We were down in Key West, and we had done a festival, and my wife had flown in, and she doesn't do waves, so any further than the bay, she's not going. And I was going to go out with him, but,
Be glad you stayed, man.
I am so glad we didn't go, because she would have gotten sick, I would have gotten sick, then she would have gotten mad at me, so... It would have been 2 sick people and one of them being mad at the other one. It's just.
I'll tell you, there's one thing I do know. There's nothing than being worse than being seasick about 3 or 4 hours out. Knowing you got to ride that 3 or 4 hours back in being sick.
It's an awful feeling.
Thankfully, our dude was like, y'all want to leave? Like, yeah, let's go. I had an asthma attack, so we could leave early.
Are you really now just saying it was a bullshit
I
asthma
really
attack?
didn't have one. That's why they were like, hey, let's go.
Oh.
I was about to say,
I don't know. He did the
you
finger
definitely
quotations.
did the air quotes around asthma
I didn't
attack.
fake it, I promise. No, that was scary, man. No, but it was.
Did y'all catch any fish?
Yeah, he caught
I'm
one.
the only one of the group that caught it.
And then our buddy, he went to catch one. They were about to bend down and pick it up, and a shark came and ate it.
Oh.
Back half. We still kept.
They still kept the front.
Wow.
But,
What the hell are you going to keep a half a fish for?
They ate it.
You know how long it took to get that son of a bitch in there? I'm going to keep.
The shark would stay in the wake, so we had to move another couple of miles further, which even made it worse. 2 more miles farther, we had to go back.
I caught my first one before I chummed the waters, though. I was able to catch my first one before I chummed the waters.
He comes up to the front, and me, our tour manager, Logan, and Hot Rod, our steel players, are all sitting in the front throwing up. He comes up. He's been fishing in the back. He comes up, throws up, and he looks at us. He goes, "Sorry, boys," and he goes back to the back fishing.
Well, he went. So like, somebody's got to go do this.
Oh man, that's funny.
Still sweating. Got a little bit of that sweet water still going on.
And it was so horrible. Every time we get sick, that wave just hits you in the face.
Yeah,
throw it
it's
right
the
back
worst.
on you. It was horrible.
Shut up! All right, don't listen to him anymore.
Saying, it was terrible. This is the worst day, man.
Yeah, I stay inshore mostly. I've taken one band fishing. I took Randy Rogers, his whole band. He didn't come, but all his guys, I took them out. It was a good time. We caught a bunch of redfish, and I can't remember if we caught any trout that day. But
they say that red fishing's pretty fun.
Brady Black, he had a good time. I threw up that night too.
But it wasn't because of the sea.
No, I told Randy I didn't want to drink Jaeger, and he made me drink Jaeger.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Nasty.
If you want to drink and gamble, hang out with Randy
Or his crew.
Or his crew.
I do forgot to say back to the first pitch. I did win some money that next night. I do believe rolling some dice and
Might have
shut
been the
the
night
box.
before, right?
I can't remember.
Well, the next night was a Sunday.
We have
It was a
gambled a
Sunday.
lot together. Yeah.
You taught me shut the box.
Shut
man.
the box.
I never played it before.
Yeah.
You had 2 custom ones made,
Yeah,
right?
I'm a big fan. I
Yeah,
like
Shut
it.
the Box is great. And
It's
it's
quick.
wonderful to teach your kids
Yeah.
because it's a great math game.
Mm-hmm.
Take their money, take their lunch money.
Well, now my son's big enough. Now he goes on the bus with us sometimes, man, and he'll gamble with us.
I like it.
He's 7, you know, and he's playing Shut the Box, rolling high dice and AC/DC.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's like, Dad, you want to gamble? I'm like, hey, look, that's cool. When we're on the road, you know, and it's just the guys,
Yeah,
you know.
not in front of
I
mom.
was like, but you know, you come home and you're like, Mom, you know, he came home, he had won like $150. He did.
All Josh's money.
There was a good portion
Like,
that actually was my
My 7-year-old comes home like for 4 days on the road with me and the band. You
Yeah.
know? My wife's like, hey Larson, you know, how was it? It's good. I love you. How are you? It's good to see you. He's like, I want $150. She's like, how? He goes, gambling. I'm like, Larson, dude, it's not the first thing you say. You work that in, okay? You know?
Oh, Lord.
How'd
What's
that-
the biggest
how'd
part
that
you've seen
feel,
on
Josh?
a plane? Oh, dude,
Josh won't gamble on the bus no more.
I'm
No.
pretty much done
He
now.
pretty much got cured of that.
What'd you say?
I was about to say, what's the biggest pot you've seen on a plane?
The biggest single
You get-
single game
whether
pot,
you were in on it or not.
I would say probably about 18,000-20,000.
Jeez, man.
At what game?
AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Was
Was
the
it
worst
AC?
game.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
it is the worst game.
My favorite game, but it's the worst game.
I've never seen it. If you want a game that can take $1 bills and turn it into a $1,000 pot in a matter of about 15 minutes,
Play that game?
play that
That
game.
one.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Quick.
insane.
It is.
Yeah.
My biggest rail in that game is probably 8,800. That was 2 years ago. My biggest pot win, I think, was 24,000,
Golly.
and that was in Miami. That was pretty cool.
Jeez.
Oh, I can't even. Wow.
But that game is ruthless.
Oh, absolutely it is.
It's bad.
I love it though,
Absolutely.
man.
I do too.
Anytime I
It's
see
addicting.
anybody playing AC/DC, I'm in, and it's you know, I've seen a lot of people get their feelings hurt in that game, and it's
I lost $800 in about 30 minutes one night to one of our bus drivers and told him to get the fuck out of my room.
yeah, it's it'll test people for sure.
Yeah.
I had a good buddy that played with me in Baltimore, Danny Valencia, and he always used to say he didn't like to gamble unless somebody was going to cry. And it's like that's
Golly.
that game. You know, every time that game would get out, I always say, you know, he wants to see somebody cry.
That won't do it.
That game won't
It'll
make you
do
do
it.
it.
That
Yeah.
game will make you cry.
We'd always have like 10 or 15 minutes, you know, coming down, you know, we're about to land and everybody's like, AC/DC. And I'm like, oh, no, you know, and it's like the game would end up usually going to somebody's room. And then by the time it gets to somebody's room, that's when people really get upset because
Yeah.
that means it's gone on too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
If I had one game to choose and one last game to play, like I wish casinos offered that game.
Oh, I do too.
That would be a fun one.
See, here's the thing. I'd rather, you know, gamble with y'all guys and lose my money to one of those casinos. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think if you're losing to one
No.
of your friends, it's...
Well, at
I
least
like the casinos though.
Oh,
I
do
think
too,
I'd
but I'm
rather
saying-
lose it to the casino.
So
I
you
don't
don't
mind
hear about
winning
it.
it
but there's
for my friends, but I would rather lose it to the casino.
but if you know, it's great to take a casino's money.
For
But
sure.
then, if your friend takes your money, you want to be able to gamble your friend back.
Yep.
You want to get it back. You know, at least you have that chance gambling with your buddies as opposed to gambling in
Casino,
a casino.
they're just gonna take it.
Yeah,
That's my favorite thing to do is when I win money off somebody, especially good sized money. I always like to buy something and send them a picture of it and tell them thanks.
We're going to start doing that.
Whether it's lunch, whether it's, you know, whatever it is, like
Thanks
whether it's
for
a
this.
cool
This is
toy,
great.
it's like, hey man, thanks, you bought this, appreciate it.
Thanks for this battle helmet I bought at the Love's truck stop.
Yeah, man, Loves. I've stopped at many of those. Those places are nasty.
We have to stop at those, Pilot, or...
We live at them, man.
Or,
Loves and Pilots, dude. We're at them all
Catch
the
a
time.
shower in them.
Yeah, dude. There's
Done it before.
truck stops.
Yep.
That's what I was talking the other day, you know, people up in Missouri, they don't know about Buc-ee's, you know, and I was telling them, you know, trying to describe Buc-ee's to somebody, it's like,
If it ain't there, you don't need it.
you can't describe it, you know.
It's the most wonderful place ever.
It is, but it's like, think about if they had Buc-ee's for 18-wheelers, you know, and then they were like, yeah, Loves, and I'm like, oh, no, dude.
No.
Buc-ee's is Buc-ee's.
clean.
Yeah.
And some of the best food. It's fresh, everything.
Buc-ee's is great.
Yeah.
They have everything you need and everything that you want also. They have swords. You can get a sword.
Yeah.
I think you could spend.
You can get
at least spend 45 minutes in there.
I've never been in buggies and not spent less than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, if you had, like, if your shopping list consisted of caramel popcorn and a Traeger grill or
And a
nice wooden end table.
a nice end table and a sword,
Yeah.
go to
got
Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Bandanas.
Yeah.
They got those, dude. Remember that truck stop in Iowa with the stupid truck stop T-shirt? Remember?
The world's largest truck stop.
Yeah.
I can't imagine going to all the truck stops. That's what y'all do, dude. Write a book about truck stops.
Dude, a lot of the shit in here came from truck stops.
Yes.
Yeah. Like that night helmet up there.
That night helmet
Yeah,
up there.
I thought that was a gladiator helmet.
The skull with the other little skulls on it. Truck stop special.
Where's that rattlesnake cane?
The rattlesnake cane is sitting behind Cameron over there.
That didn't come from Sweetwater?
Yep,
it
that's
did,
where you
yeah.
got it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story about that cane. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning.
We were coming back from El Paso.
Coming back from El Paso, we were driving through Sweetwater, and I had been there. It is.
Oh, that's badass.
I had been asleep for about 2 hours. I'd stayed up all night drinking beer. Gosh, we were in Dirty Dolly.
Yeah,
Yep, it was Dirty Dog.
Yeah, we were in Dirty Dolly.
Our back from the studio.
Our old beat up Winnebago, you know. And we stop, and I wake up. I feel I stop. I'm still drunk. I've been asleep 2 hours. Go into the store. I'm gonna see what they got. Walk past this. It's a big glass case, and it has all kinds of cool shit in it, man. All kinds of cool stuff. I was still smoking at the time, so I went in and bought a pack of cigarettes. And I said, "By the way, ma'am, I'd like to look at that rattlesnake cane you have over there in that glass case." And she looked at me like, "It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and you're an asshole." And so we walk over there. She opens the case up, gets it out, shows it to me. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
This is
I've never seen a cane like that.
Yeah, this is absolutely awesome. So I said, I would like to purchase this item, please. And so we went back, rang up that pack of cigarettes and that rattlesnake cane, and my total was $210. And I was like, no, hold on. How much were those cigarettes? And I looked at the cane, and the cane, I thought it had said $89.99. It had said $189.99. But then I was already emotionally invested. So $210.
I'd pay $200 for that cane.
Yeah, $200. You want? That's for sale.
It is for sale. I'm sure we can negotiate something. I just noticed that those the shelving that kind of reminds me of the old box casket.
Yeah, those are caskets. My shelves are made of. Those are caskets. Yeah. Isn't that weird? That's you should know.
Yeah.
You want to play hide and go seek?
They don't have a lid.
I think he can only fit in one of the three, so it'd be pretty easy to.
I don't know. Those are over by the tarantula and the scorpion. I think I'm good.
That's the tarantula and the scorpions. Their domain over there. Oh man, that's fine. Cool. You boys got anything?
I mean, we could keep going.
We could keep bullshitting.
I think we could.
We got a bunch of good stuff, man.
We got some great stuff.
I hope you have fun on your vacation.
Yeah.
For sure.
Where are you headed?
Skiing, yeah.
Where are you headed?
Going to Vail, Colorado.
Ooh.
Yeah,
nice.
I haven't skied since I was probably 15.
You just going to go back into it, or you going to hop in a lesson?
Well,
no, I've never been one on lessons. I'm more like learn on the
just
fly.
do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to do all that. I just like stay down the slope and
greens.
Start on that green and then hit that blue.
Yeah, I'll probably, test it out a little bit.
You can get to the blue by the second day.
I hope to get to
day.
blacks by the second day.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Hey, you'll hit the greens, you'll be like, I
goodness.
still got it. And then you'll go to a blue, you'll be good. I did the same thing.
I'm not too worried. I'm an athlete.
Yeah, see, he's better than all of us.
This is true, but you do want to play another year. So let's wait till after that to hit those blacks.
Yeah, but the way I look at it is, if I can't play another year, man, then it's just more hunting.
Hey,
There it is.
See, there we go.
That just means duck season comes a little sooner.
Well, hey, come Thursday, I'm gonna text you and see if you hit that diamond yet.
I think I'm going to ski Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So
All right, I'll text you Saturday.
Don't break anything.
yeah,
All right.
Be
Try
careful
not
and
to.
have fun.
break a leg,
All
right?
right. Well, hey, Andrew, thank you, man. Thanks
Yeah.
for hanging out with us. This has been a lot of fun, man. Banded.com. Also find it on Facebook, Instagram, Cashner Family Foundation. All the best to you, dude.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. All
coming
right.
Tell the snakes thanks for having me too.
Absolutely.
See, they all stayed in peace.
Look,
Stay nice.
they behave themselves. All right, Bobby Keith, Josh Thompson, I'm Cody Jinks. We've been a couple in. Thank you again to Andrew Cashner. We'll see y'all later.